Today we're working on a Ford F-150 2017, and we're going to be replacing both the low beam and your high beams, okay? So right now what we're going to do is you're going to go from the back. To access the headlight, you have to remove this part and another section under it to actually take out the whole headlight. Unfortunately, you can't go through the back due to there's a lot of stuff in the way that you just can't get out of the way. So it'll be held in by two screws right here on the back. It'll be two 7mm, so you just take these two out, and then this one is held by one more screw up here. It's more of a plastic retainer clip that goes in here. Just use a prying tool to remove it. Once this is out, the way this comes off is you'll start from the back and you pull. Don't pull too hard, just pull moderately, take your time with it, and it'll start popping out. Take your time, take your time. Once you get to this place, it's going to be a little bit difficult because it's held in by here as well. So I started from up here. So once you get this off, this will actually pop out as well. And then you might have the same problem we did. These two clips down here, since these are closer to the engine, these receive more heat than the other ones. So they tend to get like this kind of like melt effect, but they're not melted as you can see. But they're like a little bit more curved compared to the other ones. So they kind of get, it's a little bit more difficult to pull. But luckily, these are just held in by pressure. So all you gotta do is just take your time, apply pressure as you're pulling it out, and it pops out. Okay guys, so after removing about 7 screws that holds right here. Again, it's one 7mm on this section, and then the rest are going to be 10mm. Once you remove these, you'll want to pull from here, okay? But before that, there's actually one more clip that holds this right here in place. Remove that first, and then what you want to do is get a small flathead. There's actually a clip that holds it right here. Normally these are just pressed in, so you could use like a plier or something and press them in and it should pop out, but for whatever reason it wasn't working. So what I did is I put it in here under the actual thing and then just lift it up, and then the bottom one will come out, and then you want to go to the top next and pull it out, and then it'll come out. But then don't pull, okay? There's one more thing you gotta do. There's actually, I already removed it, but these tabs right here, you can see, these go right here. Okay, you have two of them. So these, as you can see, the actual clip part is kind of bent outwards to keep this in place from moving. So to remove this, you actually got to get a flathead and push this clip into the center so it can let you pop this out, and you do the same thing for the other one, and then the whole thing comes out. All right, so there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws we're going to be removing. The first one right here at both edges on this side and the other side, for whatever reason, it's a 7-inch, all right? I mean 7mm, not 7-inch. And then the rest will be 10mm, okay? So if you have a power tool, this will help you a lot. It will be super quick. All right, so that's all of them. Make sure you don't lose them. Keep them somewhere where you know where to go. Okay. And then also over here in the back, there's one more you gotta remove. And also notice I missed one too, so there's one more I gotta take out. But make sure that after you take all your screws out, take this little retainer clip out as well, or else you won't be able to get it out. And you risk breaking it, and you don't want that. Okay. Go. Okay, so there's two 10mm that will hold this right here into place. Okay, and then also to completely remove, there's also a hidden one over here in the back that holds the actual thing. Let me pull it out and I'll show you for a better view. Okay, that's the whole headlight coming out, and this is the other screw I'm talking about. There's going to be one that holds it right here in place. Okay, it's also a 10mm, right? So after you take out the two top ones, don't just pull it. Make sure you get ready to take that one out first, okay? Then the whole thing will just pop out. At this point, this gives you the access to your low beam and then your high beam. So we need the whole headlight. So we're gonna disconnect cables we don't need. There you go. And the whole headlight just comes out. Okay? So now I'm gonna pause it, and now I'm gonna take out the lights, okay? Alright guys, so we got both the lights out already. This one is an H11, that's your low beam. And this one uses a 9005. So that's what we're gonna be replacing these both with LEDs, okay? So I'll be removing these. These are pretty easy to take off. They're push clips, so you just push this, and then the whole thing just slides out, but make sure you need both your hands. Or maybe I can get it in one. Well, I can. So, oh, I got it. Alright, so once that's removed, this just counterclockwise, and it comes off, okay? Put that aside. These are still good, so don't throw them away. Did I unplug this? Yeah, I already unplugged it. Same thing, counterclockwise, pops out, okay? Same, well actually this one, I don't know if you can notice it. Actually no, this one's still good. Usually if they're cloudy, then it means you're going back, but these are both still good, okay? So now we're gonna install both the LEDs. Alright, every time we install these lights, we recommend keep the chips facing at a 9 3 position, so pretty much left and right. You see how you can see the reflection of the LEDs? Well, that's the way this this reflector is made, so all the light that bounces on the walls will shoot out forward. So same thing with the top one. This one's a little bit more hidden, so you can't really see it, but it's the same thing. You want to have a 9 3 o'clock position. You can see the chips right there on the reflections, so that means you'll have proper lighting, okay? So I'll show you the back. Alright, so this is your high beam. This one has enough space to actually put your cap back on. So your dust cap should be able to go back on this one. But on your low beam, as you can see, it's a little bit higher due to the fact that we have the fans to keep it cooling. So on this one, you wouldn't be able to use your cap anymore. So right now we're actually working on making custom caps for these type of vehicles, where like it'll be a little bit more higher, taller, so like that it can clear the fan. And also we're designing one that might have like a hole in the middle that can be removed. It's just enough so that the actual fan part will come out and the rest will be still sealed, okay? So at this moment we're still working on it. We don't have it yet, but on this one, like I said again, you should be able to still use your dust cap on this one and you shouldn't have any problems. But this one is the only one that won't be able to, okay? So also, if you can, I recommend it. Just maybe puncture a couple small holes just for the hot air that's coming out of here can escape, or else you're just gonna keep it inside and it'll just pretty much kind of baking it, and it might shorten the lifespan of the light itself, okay? These don't get too hot. These run at 32 watts, so you don't have to worry about like melting anything, touching anything and making it melt. It won't happen. These are all heat treated plastic or rubber, and it should be okay. The actual bulbs, the stock halogen bulbs, usually this one runs, what is it? This is a 60 watt bulb. So these are half the power consumption as these, so they don't get as hot as the halogen. So you should be good, okay? So other than that, this is ready to install. Oh, one more thing. Our bulbs have a indicator for positive and negative. So on these cars, they actually don't follow the normal red and black like some others do, but it should be simple. Black usually is always ground, and yellow, the colorful one, is going to be the one that supplies power. So for your high beam, it's yellow, and that's your power, and on the low beam, it's actually a blue cable, okay? So you want to connect it to match. So the positive will be with yellow, negative will be with negative, okay? If for whatever reason you plug it in and it still doesn't light up, just disconnect, flip it over, and reconnect again, okay? And just to show what I mean is, if it doesn't light up, by flipping, you can either flip this one or flip this one, up to you, doesn't matter. So if originally we had it like this, once you connect it, it'll be like this, okay? But I'm pretty sure this should be correct. So positive with yellow. So it'll be like that, right? Positive with yellow, negative with negative, right? All right, cool. So we're ready to install this, okay?